completed reading A, which is the townmost and the countrymost. We shall go through reading B and if possible C in single class itself. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down towards reading B. So reading B is a poem, and which is very the important thing is, please don't forget to note down poet's name whenever you go through a poem. Okay, so this is town child and country child. So unit 1 reading B is a poem and the title is the town child and country child. So I'll just go through reading between the lines and explain it. So first stanza: I live in the town, in a street. It is crowded with traffic and feet. There are buses and motors and trams. I wish there were meadows and lambs. The houses all wait in a row. There is smoke everywhere that I go. I don't like the noises I hear. I wish there were woods were in here. There is only one thing that I love, and that is the sky far above. There is plenty of room in the blue for castles of clouds and me too. So just look at the picture, which simply gives us a brief understanding of the poem. So we see in the down phase, we can see a child, he with a uniform, shoes and a bag, walking on the street, and back of him and there are buildings, buses, cars, people, street lights. So of course that is a town. And see the picture above his head, so that is the picture of village actually. So and you can see the dots above his head, three dots, which symbolizes that he is thinking something. So this town child is thinking about village. So what is he thinking? So first he is addressing himself. So what did he address? I live in the town, in a street. So where does he live? He lives in a town, in a street. It is crowded with traffic and feet. So how is the street there? The street is crowded in the sense with full of people, with traffic and feet. Okay, feet in the sense people. Okay, not only legs. Next, there are buses and motors and trams. I wish there were meadows and lambs. So what are there in the town? There are completely buses, motors and trams. Trams are like electrical vehicles on the, just like buses. Okay, so though there are buses, motors and trams, this town child doesn't want all that things, and he wants meadows and lambs. Okay, meadows in the sense pastures. Okay, you can see the green fields here, I think, no? So they are called as meadows. And lambs are nothing but sheep. Okay, you can see the sheep there, right? Next stanza: the houses all wait in a row. Okay, it is not literally waiting, but the houses are constructed in a single line, and there is smoke everywhere that I go. So wherever he smokes, wherever he goes in the town, he finds smoke. So the smoke is usually produced by big factories, by cars, buses, lorries, okay, bikes, vehicles and all, and many huge restaurants and all. Okay, there is a lot of smoke. So wherever he goes, he just has to breathe the smoke. Next, I don't like the noises I hear. I wish there were woods very near. So he also doesn't like the noises, horns, sounds, machinery sounds, engine sounds of all the vehicles. And what does he want? He wants there were woods very near. He wished that there were woods very near, in the sense he wished to live in the village. Next, there is only one thing that I love, and that is the sky far above. Why? Okay, but though he lives in the town, he doesn't like all of them, but there is only one thing he loves. What is it? That is the sky, which is far above, because it is completely in a blue color. In a blue color, for castles of clouds in the sense group of the clouds, and me too, in the sense he too want to live in a peaceful and a beautiful area, just like village. And looking at the sky, he feels to live even in the sky, which is without sounds, traffic and people. Okay, fine. So we shall move on to the next page. So the country child, this is a single poem, but it is divided into two sections. Okay, yeah. So the country child. Okay, in the last previous lesson I told you country is not literally the nation, country is village. Okay, so the country child: my home is a house near a wood. I would love I would live in a street if I could. The lanes are so quiet, oh dear. I do wish that someone lived near. There is no one to play with at all. The trees are so high and tall, and I should be lonely for hours were it not for the birds and the flowers. I wish that I lived in a town to see all the trams going down, a twinkling street that is bright with wonderful colors all night. Shall come from first stanza again. So in this picture, just you see that this child is not in that much polished dress and all. So you can see that he is wearing white to white top and down, and there is a village in that means he lives in the village. He's from the village, and he see what is his imagination. Again, three dots there. So he imagines he wants to live in the town. Let us see what are his ideas. So my home is a house near a wood in the sense near the trees. Okay, so I would live in a street if I could. The lanes are so quiet, oh dear, I do wish that someone lived near. So in the villages, if you just witness, there are no much noises, no sounds, no vehicles. Okay, so because of that, the village streets are completely quiet. Okay, so quiet. So this child who lives in the village doesn't like that quietness. Okay, so he wants to live in the town, and he wants someone to be with him. Okay, he wants someone to live very near to him. Next, there is no one to play with at all. The trees are so high and so tall. Okay, so there are no much people in the villages nowadays. Everyone is migrating to towns. So we all know that though. So this child wants someone with him, like friends and neighbors who could play with him. And the trees are also so tall, and I should be lonely for hours. Okay, so if at all he wants to play on the trees also, the trees are also not so small. Okay, they are so tall, so because of that he cannot even climb on the trees and play. And I should be lonely for hours. Okay, why? Because there are no children, no friends. Okay, so he has to be lonely for hours and hours. Were it not for the birds and the flowers. Okay, so actually the birds and the flowers are usually lonely. Okay, or they are usually in the villages. So he just want to say that village is the place for birds, flowers and all, and he now wishes to live in the town. Next, I wish that I lived in a town to see all the trams going down. Okay, just he's describing the beauty of the town here. So what does he want? He wished that he would live in a town and to see all the trams in the sense vehicles. Okay, electric vehicles going down in the sense just roaming here and there. Okay, coming and going in front of him. Next, a twinkling street that is bright with wonderful colors at night. And he also wants to see what? Twinkling street. Okay, twinkling in the street, in the sense twinkling is just like blinking, shining. Okay, we say twinkling star, twinkle twinkle little star. Twinkle in the sense like switch on and switch off. It is like that, just like stars. Okay, how do the stars appear to us from the earth? So they are just like blinking. That is called as twinkling street, that is bright. Okay, usually the streets are very bright in the towns with wonderful colors at night. So the town might not look that much beautiful during the day, but if you just see the beauty of the town in the nights. Okay, so it is with different wonderful colors. Okay, so obviously this town child wishes to live in the village. He doesn't find peace in the town, and he wants to live in the village. And this little child who is from the countryside, who is from the village, doesn't want to live in the village since there is no one, and he is attracted to the town atmosphere. Okay dear, so remember very important thing. So this poem is composed by Aaron Thompson. Next, we shall move forward to the next slide. So we have got some glossary, but let me not go through glossary now. So I will make separate video on all the glossaries of 3 readings and the grammar also. So we shall quickly move on to reading C here. So the reading C is the new blue dress. Okay, so this is reading C. So before getting into the text, I will simply give you the outline of the text. So in this new blue dress, in this lesson, we come across a place where there are people with poverty and poorness. And from that particular place, there is a little girl who goes to school regularly, and there is a teacher in the school who doesn't want to see the little girl with the dirty hair and a single dress, okay, regularly. So because of that, the teacher advises the little girl to at least comb her hair, wash her face, okay. So regularly she starts giving some hints, some just like suggestions to wash her face, to tie her hair. And finally she brings a blue dress, which is a new one, and gifts to that child. And that child looks very pretty thereafter. And looking at the child, the mother also starts to clean the house. And looking at both child and wife, the child's father also starts to clean his house and his surroundings. He start to build fences. And looking at that particular man, the child's father, his neighbor also starts to clean his house and paint his houses. So one by one, all the people who are living in that particular street, particular area, start to clean their surroundings and all. But the thing is, the place where they are living, the roads are a little bit dirty. There is no proper sanitization. There is no proper drinking water, street lights, roads. So there was a minister who was on a visit, and he was going through that lane. So when he saw all the people want to live cleanly, but the roads there are not that much good, and the people are not provided with very good sanitization, he immediately starts to take some necessary steps to clean the dirtiness of from the streets and all. And he also asks some of the richest persons in that particular city to help these people who want to live a good life. Okay, so let us get into the text. So the new blue dress. When the spring came to the city of Cleveland in 1909, it did not change Gates Avenue. Okay, so Gates Avenue is the place. People who lived on the pretty streets near Gates Avenue were making gardens and painting their houses. But Gates Avenue continued to look dirty and ugly. Okay, so there is a spring season in 1909 in the city of Cleveland, and there is a place, street or place called as Gates Avenue. So all the people around, okay, other than Gates Avenue, started to clean their houses, started to make gardens, painting their houses. But Gates Avenue continued to look dirty and ugly. So Gates Avenue was a short street, but it seemed longer because it was so ugly. Most of the families who lived there had very little money. Okay, they were never expected to have anymore. Okay, just imagine. So Gates Avenue was a little small street, but since there is no proper road, everything is filled with mud and some dirtiness and all. So people cannot go fast in that area, so they have to see carefully and step carefully, so otherwise they might step into the some mud or dirty thing. Okay, so since because of that, the road seems to be a little bit longer. Next, most of the families also, they were poor, they had only little money. And those people don't even expect to have more money. Okay, so they were very much happy with whatever they were earning. So their houses had been not painted for many years. They did not even have running water. The street itself was ugly too. So there was no permanent, okay, permanent in the sense the way, okay, the road. And there was no street light. And the railroad at the end of the Gates Avenue added noise and dirt. Just imagine the roads, just imagine the streets which are beside the railway tracks. They look so much ugly. Okay, so this Gates Avenue was also at the end of a railway track, and it is completely dirty. There is no pavement, there is no street light, there is no drinking water. Okay, just like slum. Next, the other girls in the school near Gates Avenue wore new and pretty clothes that spring, but the little girl from the Gates Avenue still wore the dirty dress that she had worn all winter. Probably that was the only dress she wore. Okay, so the school has started. So all the children, all the girls had started to come to school, and there was a little girl from Gates Avenue, from this particular slum area. Okay, who comes to school, but this little girl daily wears only one dress. Okay, they daily wears only one dress. And probably in sense, there is a possibility that the dress was the only dress for that little girl. Next, her teacher was very unhappy. The little girl was so nice. She always worked hard in her school, She was always friendly and polite. Her face was dirty and her hair was untidy. But anyone could see that she was pretty under the dirt. Okay, so her teacher was a teacher is not happy with the little girl. Okay, though the little girl doesn't look that much pretty. The little girl used to work very hard in the school, and she was always friendly and polite towards the teachers. So though she was dirty from the appearance, she was very much pretty under the dress. Okay, so one day the teacher said, won't you wash your face before you come to school tomorrow morning? Please do that just for me. So what did she say? She called that little pretty girl and said, beta, so tomorrow when you come back to school, please wash your face and come. Okay, so just for me, do just that little favor for me. Okay, so she just started with a small change here. The next morning, the child's pretty face was clean and her hair tidy. Before the little girl went home that afternoon, the teacher said, now dear, please ask your mother to wash your dress. Okay, so the next day, when she told to wash her face, the child washed her face and came back. Okay, and before that afternoon, the next day, when the little child was about to go back to home, and the teacher said, so now dear, do one thing, today you tell your mother to wash your dress. Okay, so we can see a beautiful picture here. Okay, so, but the girl continued to wear the same dress. Her mother is probably not interested in her, the teacher thought. Okay, so though she told the little girl to wash her dress, she wore the same dress though it was washed. Okay, so this teacher also thought that her mother is also not interested in washing their dresses and changing their dresses. So she brought a bright blue dress and gave it to the little girl. The child took the gift eagerly and rushed home. Just imagine. Okay, so see here, the teacher is gifting a new blue dress. Okay, you can see the color also, and the little girl took the dress and rushed to home. Okay, rushed in the sense went back to home. Okay, please wait. Yeah. The next morning, she came to school in the new blue dress, and she was very clean and tidy. She told her teacher, my mother couldn't believe her eyes when she saw me this morning in my new dress. My father wasn't at home, but he will see me at supper tonight. She was full of excitement. Okay, she was full of excitement. So look at the terminology there. Okay, so the next morning, the little girl wore that new blue dress and she was very clean and tidy. And she came to teacher and said, see, teacher, when I wore this blue dress, my mother was very happy. She couldn't even believe her eyes. My father was not there. I wanted to even show to my father, but my father was not there. But he will come to see me at the supper tonight. Okay, so here in this particular sentence, dear children, there is social evil. Okay, there is social evil of the social evil is it is poverty. Okay, so we see the family condition there. In the morning, when this little girl wanted to inform regarding her new blue dress, her father was not there. And look at the sentence there, he will see me at supper tonight. In the sense, so the whole day the father works and finally he comes for the supper in the sense dinner, night meal. Okay, so he comes at the night meal. Okay, just see the financial condition of the family. Okay, so we should think in that way. Next, when her father saw in her new blue dress, he was amazed to find that he had a very little pretty little girl. When the family ate supper, he was even more amazed to see the cloth on the kitchen table. The family had never used a tablecloth before. We are going to begin to be tidier here, his wife said. I am ashamed to be dirty when our daughter is so clean. Okay, so meanwhile, her father, the little girl's father, was very happy. He also was amazed to see a tablecloth on their dining table. Okay, so usually there is a tablecloth on dining table in the people who are in the homes of the people who are a little bit rich. Okay, so looking at the little girl, her mother also started to change the atmosphere of the house. Okay, so after supper, the mother began to wash the kitchen floor. Her husband watched silently for several moments. Then he went outside and began to repair the fence. The next evening, with the family's help, he began to make garden. So he just thought to himself, "Oh my God! See, my daughter has changed her, dress, and she looks very beautiful now. She looks very pretty. And my wife also has put a cloth on the dining table, and she started to clean even the floor of the kitchen. But what am I doing?" So he thought to himself like that, and as soon as he completed his dinner, he went outside and began to repair the fence. Okay, fence, the boundary. Okay, so the next morning, with the family's help, he began to even started to make garden also. So during the following week, the man in the next house watched what his neighbor was doing. So this is the actual behavior in the Indian scenario. So all our neighbors watch us keenly. Okay, they are just like watchmen to us always. Okay, they observe everything, every moment of our life. And by the end of the week, the man began to paint his house for the first time in 10 years. Oh, just imagine, my God, after the 10 years, okay, for the first time in the 10 years, the man painted the house. So a few days later, the young minister of a church near Gates Avenue passed these two houses and saw two men working. For the first time, he noticed that there was no pavement on Gates Avenue and no street light and no running water. Okay, just imagine. So when this man, pretty girl's dad, started to make all these surroundings clean, the other man also started to paint his house, which was painted after 10 years. So there was a minister, he was on the route through the Gates Avenue, and when he saw the two men were working very hard to clean their homes, and there was no pavement ready, there was no proper payment, street light and running water. So people who were trying so hard to make decent homes here deserve help, the minister thought. So what did the minister think? So he thought, see, people are working very hard here and they need little help from me. Okay, I should help them. So he thought to himself like that, and he asked some important citizens in the city to help them. Okay, so important citizens in the sense the people who are rich. Next, a few months later, because of the young minister, there was a payment on the Gates Avenue. There was a street light on the corner and the houses had running water. 6 months after the little girl got her new blue dress, Gates Avenue had become a tidy street where respectable citizens lived. Just imagine from where it started and to where it is ended. Okay, the change started from the little girl and it spread to her mother, from her mother to her father to their neighbors, from the neighbor to the minister started asking the major citizens to help these people who are living in the Gates Avenue. And after the 6 months since the little girl got the blue dress, the Gates Avenue had become very tidy streets, and all the people who lived in the Gates Avenue were being respected, okay, by all the people. Next, when people in other places heard the story of Gates Avenue, they began to organize their own cleanup campaigns. Okay, so when, since minister has put his hand into help, so all the people got this news, and they also started to campaign some programs with cleanup. Okay, cleanup town. Since 1913, more than 7,000 towns and cities have organized campaigns for painting and repairing homes. More than 7,000 towns and cities have organized campaigns. Oh my God! And for painting and repairing homes and making better lives for the people who live in them. So who knows what will happen when a teacher gives a little girl a new blue dress? See, what a beautiful change, right? The teacher doesn't know what she was doing. Of course, she knew what she was doing, but she doesn't know what was about to come. Okay, she didn't even imagine the future. She just wanted to see the little girl in a neat way, in a neat dress. So with a beautiful intention, the teacher started to help the little girl, and the cleanliness and the tidiness started from the little girl to 7,000 towns and cities. Okay, 7,000 towns and cities. So see, this is the change that we have to expect. This is the change that we have to make in our lives. Okay, dear. So if you just help little small okay things to your friends or to your neighbors, to whomever you see, to whomever they are in need, that may end up in a big result. Okay, that may end up in a big result. So my dear students, whenever you see a person who is in need, whenever you find a person who wants help. Okay, you just, if he needs 10 rupees, you give him just 1 rupee. That is more than enough. Okay, when someone sees you giving 1 rupee, that person might think that you have given 10 rupees, and that person might give 20 rupees. Just see, if you have given 1 rupee, another person given has the amount is 20 rupees. So this is the way usually, if the people think in a positive way, all the lives of the country, all the lives of the world, all the people will change. Okay, completely, and everyone lives very happily. So my dear students, hereafter I hope you'll all be good students and help the people who are in need. So here also we have got some glossary, and we shall do that glossary in the next video. So my dear